Don't look under the internet.
We have to think of something else to say.
I'll just blabber on about, I don't know, Dragon Ball power
You can
levels
finally get past
for.
you can also get past the the Lemurians.
Yeah, I
you can
can
actually
keep it
go.
going
You can go forward with that.
I totally could. I actually had on Facebook some guy posted on there. He's like, why isn't there a theory about how aliens try to breed with humans? And I'm like,
oh, do I have?
I'm about to go down this rabbit hole and take your ass down with me. And I was like, see, back with President Eisenhower, we had signed a peace treaty with the aliens to have them come abduct people. And I just went down a whole ass fucking line with this guy.
Well, that was as good a time as ever. Welcome, everybody.
Here we go.
Hello.
To Don't Look Under the Internet.
Yes, hello. You might hear a different voice today.
Yes.
It's different.
It's not Doug. It's different.
His name is different.
His name is different. That's Jason.
Hello, hello.
I am a Reese without her spoon. And yeah, and this, our new friend, is Nick.
New to you, definitely.
Yes, new to you people.
We just discovered that we've known each other for 14 years.
It's a long time to know someone.
It's we're almost done. So
Nick, tell me your top 5 greatest hopes, dreams, fears, and regrets.
All of them.
Okay, awesome. So now that we all know each other and we're all familiar with each other,
yes.
Welcome to your uncle's favorite podcast about touching butts.
That's a new one.
Don't look under the internet.
I guess
this
that's...
just in. Mayor McCheese in his hometown decided he was gonna have more farms pop up.
He just decided.
He just decided. So over the years, there was plenty of farm that came up, and one of them, they found a murder scene on.
Is your allergies again?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
One of them, they found a murder scene. Crime happened. You see, they found bodies galore. They found a whole bunch of eyes, which was very disappointing to hear about. It turned out Old MacDonald had a farm.
God damn it.
And E-I-O was he the crime man. I just kind of improv that one.
For a little bit there. Who the fuck is Mayor McCheese?
I just kind of improv that
from
one.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
I know that.
Gotcha.
I used that as a nickname for a real mayor at one time.
While you guys were talking right before you hit record, I was just zoning out over here like,
what do I say?
Mayor McCheese, Old MacDonald, had a farm. Cheesetown. He's a mayor. Let's roll with it. So, not my best.
I'm sure this is something.
There's something there. I just haven't found it yet.
Found it.
I'll link back next week.
God damn it. Please don't. I think this one's dead and done.
Do you guys want to hear something really scary?
I'm good.
Sleep.
Wow.
It can be.
It can be.
Yeah.
Well,
Terrifying.
actually, before we go to sleep,
I was going to say, clap over your head.
Housekeeping. Nick, you're going to see a whole bunch of weird shit today, I'm telling you right
now.
That's
fine. I'm in.
We got a new patron.
We did.
Hooray.
Bridget.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you, Bridget. You're a super swell person. I want you to do one thing for me, and one thing only. Go find, if you own an animal, go find it and give it some treats. If you own a pet, go give them some treats.
Yeah. I was worried for a second because I didn't know where this was going.
If you don't own a pet,
it's still going.
Go to your friend's house that has a pet. Give them some treats. Not the pet, their friend. Give your friend some treats.
Unless your friend is a pet.
They might be, depending on what kind of, kink they're into.
Does this friend drive?
We're creating a whole narrative over hypothetical friends, and I'm loving it.
But thank you again, Bridget. That's super swell of you to give us money.
Yes, thank you so much.
You don't have to, and you chose to anyway. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, you're not paying for this portion of it, but you are paying for other more drunken things.
Yes. So if any of you want to be super kind and super swell like Bridget, you patreon.com/deludipod, chuck in $2 or what do you think?
Yeah, we got two, a $5, two $7 tiers, and a $10 tier.
Tenner.
Whichever one you want.
But Nick, is there anything you want to say to the people real quick? Introduce yourself. I know we already kind of established that, but you're new here and it's great. It's always fun having special guests.
Jeez, I don't know. Jay and I go way back.
We do.
I'm not necessarily going to reveal like a last name or anything,
You don't have
but
to.
if any of you are listening that know, now you know.
You know.
Uh,
What is you have a PC, you said, right?
Yeah,
What's your favorite game?
I'm hooked on Warframe right now.
Respect. Then there's a new one coming out, correct?
I don't think so.
No?
They
Oh,
just
wait.
dropped-
Nope. I'm thinking of Warhammer. Sorry.
You are thinking of
Oh, maybe,
Warhammer.
yeah.
There's a
Yes.
new Warhammer, and yeek, it's a lot of money.
50K.
Warhammer 50K.
Yeah.
What?
Warhammer
called-
40K.
Because there's 40,000 Warhammers
Mike's
in the
attempting
world.
humor.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've gone through 44 episodes or 43 episodes, and he still hasn't.
Established. Funny.
He's still circling the
Oh,
target.
come on.
Yeah.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Mike.
But no,
Warframe, though. Give me a little bit of that. Why do you like it so much?
I
I'm about to send
it
this down a dark
scratches
path.
it scratches every itch. It's colorful, it's
Mm.
fast, it can be slow. And there's a lot of grind.
You can play with swords or you can play with guns.
Yeah.
Cool. I've never played, so
It's fun.
I just got a Nintendo Switch, so
Oh, nice.
like literally,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah. I finally, after the console being out for 6 years,
Got a
bought
Switch.
it. So
Right before the second one comes
Just
out.
had to make sure
So
it was
bad
going to
at that.
stand the test of time.
it is not. I'm almost positive Nintendo's gonna let out another one in like a year or two,
No, I'm
and I'm gonna be pissed
I
if that
don't know.
happens. So I asked like every single one of our friends, I guess except you, but I was like, should I invest? I don't really count you as a friend, Jason.
good.
I was like, should I invest in a Switch? It's 6-year-old tech. That hardware was outdated by the time it came out. Should I do this? Everyone's like, yeah, go for it. Nintendo already said that they're not releasing a new console like any time in the future. Like, bet. So this is out calling all you my friends out that said that won't happen. If it happens, slapping you.
I think we all agreed that it wasn't going to happen just to play a big joke on you.
Yeah, make me spend $200.
Yes.
Anyway, whatever. I gotta switch now, which
Just
is
make
cool.
sure your controllers work.
They
Yes.
one does.
Whoa.
Well, like the set of Joy-Cons works, but
Oh, gotcha.
he
Okay.
sent me a Pro controller too. I bought it off a friend,
Okay.
and the Pro controller does not work.
Uh-oh.
So it's one of like the Mario branded ones, so they're like $30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would recommend getting the Pro.
I don't got
Yeah.
$100
That's fair.
in my
They are
dreams.
expensive.
Speaking of dreams,
Nice segue.
You like that shit?
You are getting
I'm back, baby.
You are getting closer to nailing those bird scooters, and I appreciate that. Nick
Oh.
over here is like, what the fuck is
trying real
going
hard.
on?
In I think the first episode is the only time we've ever mentioned it.
It just kind of stuck.
We talked about segways. Now the guy that made segways died by driving a Segway off of a cliff.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and then because he wanted to test like the reliability of it, he just went pummeling off of a cliff.
Wow.
And then we are like, you won't find like that happening on bird scooters, so we started calling Segways bird scooters.
Yeah. So we bird scooter into things.
Yes.
All right.
Because we don't want to segue off a cliff.
So this, our topic today is, we kept this a little simpler one, because as diluted tradition, when we're missing one of the main hosts, we do a more relaxed episode because they're kind of fun to break in every now and then.
Yeah. Give
we-
our brains a rest, especially for the lineup we have coming up.
Yeah,
so.
no kidding. Ash vlogs.
God, I don't even want to talk about Ash vlogs right now.
We are doing an episode on a Reddit post we found in r/ghosts called "Experience Using Sleep as Android App."
Mm-hmm.
This is an old ass Reddit post from what, like 8 years ago, 2013.
No, 2015. Oh, wait.
It's
Well,
originally from 2013.
8 years ago, yeah. It's, hey, look, you were just reading.
Yep, I was just reading.
All right.
It's posted by Reddit user Red Wants Blue 80. So if you want to look that up and just see their post, go for it.
Or you can scroll down half an inch and you will see it in the description of this episode.
There you go. Yeah, scroll half.
Sorry, I
an
had to.
inch. So we're gonna kind of just go over this Reddit post because I found it a while ago. Thought it was kind of spooky. Thought I'd make a fun little relaxed episode.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it a ton. It's a little bit off the beaten path of what we're normally used to,
Yeah.
which is these huge, convoluted mysteries that usually end up leading nowhere.
What
Where-
better way to kick in the
this-
new year though than
This one is not convoluted.
little
It's
ghost
very
story.
short, and it still leads nowhere.
Yeah,
So,
isn't that fantastic?
but it's very, very, very interesting. It's very creepy. especially if you're reading this alone at night and listening to all the
All
audio.
the one audio.
Yeah, well, there's a cleaned up version.
That's true. There is a cleaned up version.
But no, we're gonna play some audio for you guys a little bit later. But first, we are just going to go ahead and
read off the original post.
We're gonna tell you about the original post.
Yeah.
I use an app called Sleep as Android to improve my sleep. One of the features is that it records your nighttime noises, snoring, sleep talk, cover ruffles, coughing, etc. I've been using the app since October 1st of 2013. I've never caught anything other than sounds created by me changing positions or coughing or something like that, although I've been told several times I talk in my sleep by other people. On December 30th at 2:04 a.m., I caught something very weird. To set up, this night I was sleeping in my bed. My 3-year-old was with me that night as he was scared of the dark. It was just the two of us in the whole house. The next night, I decided to go through and delete my recordings and saw this particular record. In it, you can hear some clicks that start to get louder over the course of the recording. Eventually, you can hear me say, "What are you doing?" And immediately after, there's a deep voice that says nothing. The clicks become very loud at that point, and at the very end of the recording, you hear the same voice say, "That's them, I think." I'm pretty creeped out by this. I don't remember being awake that night. The only plausible explanation is that I answered my own sleeping talking, but the voice doesn't even sound like me or something I could emulate. It definitely doesn't sound like a voice my preschooler could emulate either. I have no idea what the clicks could be. I keep a fan going at night for white noise, but the clicks sound like they were coming from right near my phone, which is placed right by me on my bedside table. I want to say that I've picked up the clicks a few times on recordings before, but deleted them thinking it was nothing. This is the first time I've ever heard anything, though.
Wowie zowie.
Does
that sound creepy zeepy?
Yes.
Incredibly.
Do you think of strangers hovering above you while you sleep?
Is that what
This might be for you.
this might be?
This is the epitome of the you smell different when you're awake.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, she even throws in some audio too that we get to hear, which is very spooky.
Yeah, we do. So just to kind of reset up everything. So what's going on here is this lady is using an app called Sleep as Android, and she's using it to help her monitor her nighttime like sleep cycles, etc. But she's hearing these weird noises, and eventually she catches a full-blown conversation between herself and some
Mystery
deeper voice.
Some sort of Baba Ghoul, or what is it called? Baba...
The Babadook?
Babadook. That's the Baba...
Baba Ghoul.
That's, I'm pretty sure, an Italian dish.
Well, half of the word, yes.
It's like the Baba Ghoul, he, you remember in the Babadook...
It's just a scary piece of meat.
Yeah, no, in the Babadook movie when he, like, shows all his claws,
Yeah.
the Baba Ghoul is just, like, giant things
Salami
of...
fingers.
I was going to say bread, but yeah, like Olive Garden breadsticks, just...
That would be terrifying.
But no, so she hears these noises, and she immediately shares on Reddit, and that's what we're reading now.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to play the audio?
Yeah,
And then we'll fucking head into what
Yeah.
the fuck is this?
absolutely.
Yeah. hit
Are we
that.
going to do both?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll do the original audio first, and then we're gonna play a
Cleaned up version.
Yeah, someone took the liberty to clean up the audio a little bit.
Clean.
Clean is
Clean.
in quotes.
It's clean, bro. It's clean.
What are you doing? Okay.
And here's the cleaned up audio.
What are you doing? Okay.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Wowie zowie again.
Number two.
That's
Wow.
my second zowie tonight that has wowied. Yeah, so that's kind of it that you get from this, I would say.
It's
You
a
know,
thing.
like
Yeah.
So,
I don't really know what to make of it at this
yeah.
point.
I mean, obviously you hear a couple different voices there, and some weird clicking noises, like she mentioned in her her original post.
Yeah. There's a bunch of clicking noises. The clicking noises are very, very, very strange to me because, like she said, there's a fan on, but like Nick was saying, like you can.
The fan I can hear.
Yeah.
The clicking.
Like the first
or
few
so to
seconds, the
speak,
first second or so.
Really, the first like couple of milliseconds. I don't. My brain cannot make it out up until you start to hear what I think are actual like sheet ruffles. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
somebody
hear
sliding an arm or
or
a
moving
leg
or like whatever. Yeah.
just readjusting in your sleep.
Yeah,
And then the pop of what I would call a water bottle.
yeah, that's what I thought it was
Many
too.
other
Like
people
a twisted
yeah,
water bottle
had
or
said
something.
the same thing. Yeah, something to that effect.
She actually confirmed that she keeps a plastic water bottle in like those comments.
Yes.
Like she
Yes.
confirms it, saying like, "Oh yeah, I do keep one of those next to my bed." So she could have grabbed it.
I want to
drink.
know when she says next to my bed, does that mean on the stand right next to her phone?
In the bed with her, maybe.
We know from the comments as well, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here.
No, go ahead, man. This is just an open, like, normally we have a structure to our episode.
okay.
I do have a little bit I want to establish before we get like into the comments stuff too
Okay.
much. I just want to establish that we still don't even really know what those other voices are totally saying. There's a couple theories where one of them is saying like that's them, or I'm Danny, or I'm dead. There's another one that that is in the SoundCloud comments that says like
I'm alone,
or hold still or something like that.
Yeah.
So there, it's up to kind of interpretation. She also uploaded what like Jason said, like a graph of
the
her sleep
graph.
patterns, what a normal like night's audio sounds like. And then she even talks about for a couple of these other edits, she talks about how her post was linked to other Reddits like slash
like
creepy,
yeah.
and people have told her like, oh, you should update your security, and you might have people coming into your home.
Yeah, let me in your home.
Yeah, but I mean, if you guys are okay with it, right before we jump into the comments, just read edit number 4. Want me to just do that real quick?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah.
So she says in edit number 4, because she lists all the edits, which is nice, that it was posted in slash creepy. And she's got an update for everybody. As it turned out, she has caught no more voice recordings since this one. Also, as suggested by several people, she's beefed up her home security, changed the locks, all that kind of stuff. This happened to her 4 months before the original post came up. And she says that since then, she's had no more weird voice recordings, but there were 1 or 2 more instances of the clicking noise, waking her up at night. During one of those times, she said it woke her up. She sat up to try to hear where the sound was coming from, and it turned out to be coming from her fan about 12 feet away from her bed. But the closer that she got to it, the more it started to fade away. She said that when she got to her fan, she realized it wasn't coming from her fan, and that all that she could tell was that it just stopped completely. The fan wasn't making the noise. She said that she took someone else's advice and walked through her house after the final clicking and asked for whatever was in her house to leave because her and her kid were scared. And she said she felt dumb doing it, but she's up
I think
for
she
anything.
uses the term
Ding dong. She says that she felt like a ding dong doing it. But she said that nothing weird has happened for the next like 3 months, and that it seems like she's in a normal home now. That's about where we're at, though. Then where you were mentioning with the comments kind of helps with all this stuff as well.
Sure. There's so much to unpack.
There is, unlike something that has so little going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There are many things that can happen while you're sleeping. The fact that she's not the only creature in the room, so to speak, knowingly anyway, presents a big problem for me.
Yeah, that is true.
Being the creature.
I am a creature.
Could you scroll down a little bit?
I could.
So,
very meta.
do we know? I would like to know if her son. Is that a regular thing that he sleeps in the same bed or in the same room anyway?
Her son, I think she mentioned that it happens occasionally, like her son will come in and sleep with her. He is, I think she says 3 at this time. So, dang, that kid is old now. 3 in 2013. That was almost 10 years. This kid's like 11 now.
Hey, kid, if you're listening,
Yeah, you're 11. You're
speak
writing
up.
our demographic.
Either mom told you or she didn't. If she didn't, she's got some splaining to do.
How absolutely batshit insane would it be if this child like listens to this program?
I know, right?
It's like,
Stranger
holy
things
fuck.
have happened.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's true. Like, this.
She goes on to mention again, like she's gotten a lot of messages from people. She also says that someone messaged her and got like super specific with it.
Yes, this was my favorite part of all of this.
Apparently on October 17th, 2014, she got a message from someone that she doesn't put their name out there because she doesn't know if they want their name out there. And it says, quote, "The other person in the recording definitely isn't you talking to yourself, nor is it your son. Your voice's pitch in the question, quote, 'What are you doing?' unquote, is around 265 hertz, or a C4 in musical notes. And the answerer's voice seems to be around 95 hertz, or an F sharp 2. That is a relatively low voice, even for a man.
Yeah.
So this could be a spooky ghost. Who the fuck knows? But she also does say that sometimes her recordings, they do clip lower frequencies, making, which makes it out to seem like this man's voice could be more around 190 hertz. So she does definitely mention that. Take that with kind of a grain of salt, because the app it has its own noise gate.
It's it's not Ableton Live, or it's not fucking Logic Pro or some other audio recording
it's an
mechanism.
app that's not available on the Play Store anymore.
So yeah, you cannot get this anymore, which is unfortunate, because part of
I
my theory,
know.
part of my theory also lies in the fact that this app was actually just shitting ghosts into people's homes as they slept. Like
maybe.
Just like
it's like that one app that you showed me where like you open it up,
Ranonautica?
Yeah, isn't that where you think of a thing and it does it or whatever?
Yeah, it uses quantum mechanics to direct you to things that you are intently focused on.
Isn't that wild?
I'll show you.
Yeah, he'll show you.
It's pretty. Well, Nick just is
weird.
that app. But no, like these, the tonal hertz and like the different musical notes that go along with your basal tone, I guess, is something I never would have fucking thought of to look at these. I would listen to voices and be like, "Yep, they're different." And that's like, that's it.
And even the voices, I will say, everyone's like, "Oh, that's a deep voice even for a man." And listening to it, it didn't sound like overtly deep to me.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, it didn't seem that hard to pitch that. Like if she was,
wonder.
Yeah,
weird shit happens when we sleep,
mm-hmm.
especially if we start sleep talking, sleepwalking, grinding our teeth, so on and so forth. Oftentimes, we will subconsciously shove our face in our pillows.
Oh, I do it.
When
I wake
weird
up
shit
like
is happening in our dreams, our bodies will react in a way that it thinks is appropriate. I can't help but wonder if she's talking into a pillow, answering herself.
Yeah, maybe.
So you told me that like just before we sat down, and after listening through those two pieces of audio after you saying that, I did notice some similarities between the two voices.
But I will also say, in my opinion, that whole argument also kind of depends on the way you listen to it as well, because it could, in theory, also be someone else might have been in her fucking house, because she says she updated security and then it stopped. So someone might be in her home. And the reason I don't think that is exactly the case, but could be the case, is when you listen to the audio, you hear like, and I just noticed it when we were listening, because you see the comments on the SoundCloud thing, you see comments from people thinking what they hear. At the time you hear like bed covers move, I hear hold still, like someone's trying to climb into the bed with her or something.
I wonder.
And that might be with the water bottle crinkling around, they're moving around. They knocked into it or something.
Ooh, that gets darker then.
Yeah, it gets pretty creepy.
It's much darker if you go that route.
This isn't as much a ghost story as it is a man sleeping in your bed.
Yeah, like this. Normally, most of the things we talk about are pretty, like, you can tell kind of maybe where they're going, or they're so wildly blown out of proportion that they're very obviously fake. This is one of those that's kind of like towing the line a little bit. Because, again, you hear someone say like somebody trying to get into her bed, and then that happening over an Android sleep app, and this is caught on recording. Like, that doesn't leave a good feeling in anybody's tummy,
right,
at all.
Yeah,
I'd much rather hear about someone murdering 95 babies next door. because it's so wildly over the top that it can't be true.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. This just in, Jason would rather hear about murdered babies next door than a man in his bed.
Surprise! I'll just immediately dismiss it. Be like, no, that's not true.
95 babies did not get murdered next door. I live next door to a baby factory. How the hell? OSHA regulations would put a stop to that.
What the hell's going on over there?
Could you scroll down a little bit more too for me?
Yeah,
because I would like to look into.
Where are we going?
Edits. I just want to look at more of these edits because she does mention a couple users that helped her out.
Yeah, there's a total of 10 edits on this post, and if you guys are being good listeners and do what we tell you like we always do, which is follow along at home,
do it.
This one, I mean, go ahead, but there's no real visual element to it, so like you are getting pretty much everything from this episode, so.
There is. I just wanted to like give a quick little shout out to the users that helped as well.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you. There's user Blackwater, who helped clean up the audio. There's also Donnie Marco who uploaded it to SoundCloud for her. And then there's Find E Baron.
I guess
I don't know how to pronounce it. But they were nice enough to give her that. Findebaron. They're the ones that gave her that like vocal like hertz.
Oh yeah, he did like a super in-depth.
I want to know more about that.
Okay.
Well, if you're interested in this well put together analysis, it can be found right here.
You mean? Uh-oh.
Where are we going here?
The voice.
The voice in the famous
sleep app recording is not the woman talking to herself.
Yeah, so you can go to
proof.
Find E Baron. I'm just find and then EBARAN. He actually makes his own post, clarifying how this cannot be this woman.
I can also link that.
Yeah, you can link that too. But he goes into a whole ass bit about how
ass bit.
He goes into a whole ass bit about how this person's voice is significantly different from the other one.
Yeah, and he goes into like fucking vocal cord resting position,
which makes sense.
Yeah, I again never would have fucking thought of that in a million goddamn years. But he's like, yeah, so you're like your different vocal cords make different noises, but when you speak, there's this lower undertone that you basically always have. That's kind of like the baseline for your voice, and then he runs them through a spectrogram. He runs them through different audio analysis tools, and he finds out the different frequencies and the hertz levels of the voices, and basically comes to the conclusion that they are two very, very, very different voices. He
does mention that the one that he found at the 90 hertz, it could either be like a person whispering softly or they're farther away from the phone that she's recording all this on, which does help my theory of someone's in her fucking bed, just farther away from the mic.
Yeah.
So I don't like that that's a theory, but it definitely is one.
See, I know we're going to do real or fake at the end of this one. I'm 100% positive, but I'm going to be deciding the entire time we're talking about this because I still have no fucking idea.
I have my theory, but I am open. Wide open, baby. Bring it to me.
Okay. Well, you want to get into real or fake real quick?
Are we doing that right now?
I mean, there's nothing else to really cover.
Well, we could talk about. Let's speculate wildly.
Okay, well, no. Here's what I mean.
I love doing that.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Let's get into real or fake if this is a ghost, and then we can speculate wildly about our opinions. Okay. So on the count of 3, real or fake? Is this a ghost? 1, 2, 3. Fake.
It's not a ghost.
Can't be.
I don't think so. But if it is,
I don't think it should be.
That's a weird ghost. To just specifically haunt you for one night.
Yeah,
and then
we should find out if her ex is dead.
Ooh,
that just you asking that question made me realize.
The child's father?
Yeah.
So you remember the story she was telling about how every once in a while. So in this post, in one of the edits, she talks about how this is a very it's a normal phrase for her to be asking is what are you doing when she was with her ex, and he'd get up. Yeah, I totally get it because Kelly does that shit to me when I'm too loud at night.
Yeah, you. Okay. Anyways,
you know why?
Yeah.
But if the only way I could see this being a ghost or something paranormal is if
it happened like reoccurringly,
not reoccurring, like
straight up.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying, I mean, yes, that might be a thing, or this is like her ex died and like had some feelings harbored towards her and has kind of like tethered himself to her and started going through the motions of what he would normally do on a nightly basis if they were still together.
Wouldn't this happen more than once though? Then
Who knows?
because again, she mentions she changed
I
the
don't-
fucking locks on her doors and then it stopped. I don't think an ex's spirit is going to stop at a locked door.
I didn't write the
You can go through it, man. You're a
I didn't
ghost.
write the manual for how ghost hunting
You're right,
Mike, so I don't
Beetlejuice
know the
did.
criteria.
Beetlejuice
I'll read
did.
that one day, but today is not that day. But no, like that's you asking that question just got me thinking about it. Like, okay, she mentioned this a bunch about her ex. What if her ex is dead and this is that?
Or it's her ex stalking her and getting in bed with her.
See, that's this is the one version where like ghost stories are not as creepy as like
Real
the
life.
reality. Yeah, which that could
I
also
thought it
be
was a ghost.
fucking
Turns
thing.
out it's a man in my walls. You know, it's that movie, The Boy or whatever. it
Yeah,
is.
when he's living in the walls.
What you think? You look like you're pondering pretty smoothly.
He
over
is
it.
I'm trying to make the ghost viable in my brain.
Yeah, that's
It's
the only thing.
It's tough.
That's the only thing making me think it's not a ghost. If it happened more periodically and she got a lot more
Yeah.
out of it, then I would be like, okay, this could be paranormal. If
Yeah.
it happened the one time, she mentions that she had recordings of clickings before, but she deleted them. And then she just
Of
gives us,
course.
yeah, of course. And then she gives us one more story about how, she heard the clicking, woke up and walked over to it and it stopped.
And it faded.
Yeah, and it faded. So
Which is strange.
She's moving away from the phone. She's moving away from the bed. She's
Mhm.
moving away from the child, theoretically sleeping in the bed. The theoretical dog sleeping under the
yeah.
bed
yeah.
or next to the bed.
Oh, I
or-
should say she has moved out of the
I really
home, by
want
the
to
way.
know what the setup is so bad.
See, yeah,
Lady,
Nick,
if you're listening, please.
Yeah.
Nick, why don't you
It's
go?
driving me crazy.
So Nick and I were talking before this, and he has a set of criteria that he needs. What was that again?
I need to know how you sleep. I need to know what's in the room. I need to know where the phone is, what it's on. Where's the water bottle? Where's the dog?
You look at this with such a calculated mind, and we need that on this show.
We really do.
Oh, it's just three dinguses going, duh, but the water bottle.
Crazy is as crazy does, and you can't understand crazy until you start picking at it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're not wrong. But
No, that's-
yeah, she did mention she moved out of the house, by the way. I forgot to bring
She
that up
did
before.
move out.
Yeah.
So, and it has
So
not been
don't-
happening.
After
once.
all that security update, I feel so
That
bad.
Yeah, I
must have
hope she took
cost
the
a
locks
bunch.
with her.
Yeah,
Never know what's going on in someone's life.
never know.
No, but yeah. Unfortunately, I do think it's someone broke into her home and potentially her ex and just got into bed with her.
That or
What happened during the bed? I'm assuming, hopefully, nothing, considering that app records all night, and
right.
I'm sure
I
if
don't
she
think
heard
anything
something,
happened. Unless
Yeah.
Big Android's in on it, which
big
let's-
Android.
I'm not accusing Android of
Big
facilitating a crime. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to expound on that anymore. But there was somebody else who. You actually reminded me of another thing. There's
Woohoo.
another bit of evidence that might suggest that there were two people in the room.
Hit me.
So she wakes
Two
up.
other people
Two
outside of
there's
our
the woman.
knowns.
There's the woman. There's her child, and then there's the voice you hear.
Yeah,
Some
And the
people have
dog.
said that there is another person outside of those.
really.
And I can get on board with that. And the reason being is, so let's say you and a buddy are robbing a house, and you go in and you know this person's asleep, and they wake up and say, "What are you doing?" And it like,
Making sure your window works.
but like just like all sleepy eyed and stuff, and like you turn around and say nothing, and then she's back asleep. It's what he says after that. The like, it's fine, or it's them, or it's like, or I honestly think he says it's fine. Because I think he's looking at whoever he's robbing this house with, seeing that they're freaking the fuck out, as this might be one of their very first times doing this.
B&Es.
Yeah. And then he's just like, it's fine. Like, just putting their mind at ease. And
The
they go about
old-
their business.
The old don't wake daddy. It happens.
It's literally Don't
Yeah.
Wake Daddy the game, but in real
It
life.
sounds like it's almost like a movie scenario. you
I know.
like a comedy, or like a dark comedy.
Yeah.
You know. However, I did read some of the comments, or one of the comments. She states, I don't know if it's an edit or what, but she claims, anyways, that she doesn't have anything of value. She doesn't know anybody
To be fair,
well enough.
right after that, she goes, like, except for my laptop, my iPad, and my phone, which are
That's
all in my
true.
bedroom. And I'm like,
That's true.
well.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see. I mean, her kid's young as shit, but if her kid ever wants to talk about this, if they were awake at all, because I mean, if you're sleeping in a room with a 3-year-old who knows? Maybe it's not her talking. Maybe it's the kid having a dream as well.
Yeah.
Or and if there was someone else in that room, you would think the kid would also wake up.
I firmly
Or,
believe
you know?
that they were dreaming in tandem.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
it's
the
totally
dog
possible.
has something to do with
Did
it.
she mention there's a dog? I don't remember
There's
that.
a dog.
Yeah, there's a dog.
There's a dog.
Breaking news.
There's a dog.
Pupper.
It's a dog. How big? How small?
So
how
it
old?
could be like a dream thing where they both woke up. Maybe the dog was doing something. They're both
I think
talking to each other.
I want to believe that they were dreaming in tandem. I want to believe because another along the lines of what you were saying, especially with regard to her child. Does the child
Whoa.
wear pants? Does she wear pants? You know,
for like the
it
ruffling
doesn't
noises. and
sound
everything,
like the clicking,
or-
the
Mhm.
quote unquote clicking.
Mhm.
At times sounds to me like slapping.
Yeah, it
Oh.
does.
And I can say, sorry, Dad. When I was a kid, I had a really hard time sleeping. I had a really hard time with night terrors.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I got bored. And one time I tried to fuck with my parents. And I did, effectively. They put me to bed. I was laying there. And I would just drop my hand. Now, I'm not saying that this kid is as fucked up as I am. But there's no such thing as an original thought either. I would just drop my hand on my leg, on the side of my leg. And then I would drop it from a little higher. And then I would drop it from a little higher.
That-
And eventually it caught my parents' attention in the other room. And my dad, I was awake and I don't feel bad because, I mean, it's funny. He checked the whole house and I was still awake and I observed, listened. He came into my room, started checking the humidifier and
Son,
checking all the
is
things.
that?
son, are you asleep? Yeah, Dad. Don't worry about it. He's like shotgun in hand. Like you're good.
He walked over to make sure I was still breathing and shit like that. I was just a little kid. I remember how old I was, but
Mhm.
old enough to remember. And then he went to bed. And then it wasn't until some weeks later I overheard it come up in a conversation between the adults and some of the family members.
Mhm.
And that's when I was like,
Got him.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, yeah, it could totally be that though.
Gotcha.
The kid's just bored. Maybe.
The kid's just a dick.
I don't know necessarily that that's what's happening, but that's, in my experience, that's something. You know, I think there's
Yeah.
It could
slapping
also,
going
yeah,
on.
the kid. If the kid's not wearing like pants or something, could just be like he might have been awake at that point, just kind of
Anything.
just bored. Yeah,
Anything.
trying to.
Which
can't
means
fall
when she
asleep.
goes,
yeah.
"What are you doing?" and he goes, "Nothing." Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just a normal fucking conversation between this woman and her kid.
So it's
But where's the dog?
Where's the dog? And
Especially-
where's the water bottle?
yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
What kind of
Does
dog
the dog
is it? She
play
doesn't
with the
s-
water bottle?
She doesn't say what kind of dog it is.
She doesn't say what kind. She doesn't say how big.
Yeah, that's what I'm. If
how
there was a
old.
third party, this dog would have probably freaked out if it was someone who
Oh,
didn't
see,
know.
yeah.
So that might go back to the
What?
ex
The
ghost
ex.
thing.
Yeah, maybe
the
she
dog
had the
knows the
dog when the
ex.
ex was around.
Yeah.
The dog knows the ex and wouldn't freak out because he's in her
is
room.
The dog a total lover and just loves everybody.
Could be it. Getting
That
in
could be
bed
it.
with them.
Have you guys seen the videos of the people that signed up with? I don't remember what. I don't know if it was a news station or what, but they signed up to have a burglar come to their home while they were there to see what the dog would do, specifically to see what
I've
the
seen-
dog would do.
There's one
And
the dog
9
gets in
out
the
of
car
10
with
of
them.
them just like, oh, hi, friend. You know, like,
Very
oh,
true.
no big deal. Hi, stranger in my house.
There's one of those where the dog like gets into the van with the burglar.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
really?
It's like a golden retriever, and they're like, "Yeah, come on, buddy."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got treats.
I stole
Jesus.
a dog.
I
What'd
need
you
to train
steal?
my fucking dog to not do that shit.
Oh.
Because he's a giant goober and he definitely will be like, "Ooh, I love you. Hello."
Well, dang, boys. I think that about kind of wraps up this story in general.
Do we want to go around and like firmly place our finger on the G spot?
I was gonna do something else, but sure.
I was gonna masturbate over here, but
Okay. Well,
No,
I was gonna ask, Nick, since you're new to the show, do you have any ghost stories that you
ooh, that's a good idea.
Ghost
have? Yeah.
stories. Paranormal activities.
Yeah, you got anything?
In my life?
Yeah. Is that a thing? You
that I haven't repressed.
Yes, that's the key. You have not repressed them.
As we get older, it gets harder and harder.
It does.
Well,
There was that
I
time
mean,
with the alien. That gray entered my window and
And then me.
then me.
well, like I said, I suffered from night terrors big time when I was a kid. And at one time, well, that just explains why I can't take Benadryl.
Now hold on.
Not the night terrors, but what came the Benadryl night terror combo
No.
really
Hold up.
fucked me up.
Oh,
yeah.
You I was say that's what an ending to a story. That just explains the Benadryl.
Well, no, that just explains why I
Yeah.
can't take Benadryl. Fuck.
It's true.
That's amazing.
Do you remember? I don't know if you guys would remember when we were kids. McDonald's at one time, before the Beanie Babies thing happened, they released little stuffed jungle animals.
I think I do remember this.
Maybe.
Really hit or
Long-ass
miss in the
time
memory
ago.
department on
I'm
this one.
I'm 28.
I'm 31.
Okay, so we might be
You
around-
might have
okay.
been, yeah. Well, anyways, again, I was young. I suffered from night terrors,
Mhm.
and I was sick. I was always sick, and my mom, my poor mother, was always trying to find a way to help me get better. Well, as it turns out, drugs and night terrors don't mix.
No.
I was absolutely convinced, and I don't know, it could also have been influenced from a movie that I saw right around that time. But I was convinced that these little stuffed things were alive at night.
Oh, like a Toy
And-
Story situation?
Oh, Toy Story or fucking Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or like
Major
Indian in the Cupboard.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
that movie?
Yeah.
It was right around that time.
Okay. So it might have been Indian in the Cupboard.
I don't know. But I was petrified. There's a fucking koala crawling down my bookcase, man. You're like, what do you do? What do you do?
Let's
You're
call up
7 years old, flipping shit quietly in your bed,
any
watching a
li-
koala.
any listeners from Australia. Tell us what you do in this situation.
Yes.
Honestly.
Fucking.
What do you do when a
Panic.
koala's climbing? But nothing like super paranormal, huh? More like the night terror
No,
aspect
not
of it.
that
huh?
I
Nothing like, you know, your keyboard grew fingers and skittered across your desk, or your teeth fell out of your face and started yelling insults at
That
you.
happens to
No.
me.
Well, all the time. That's why that exists up over there.
There
Yeah.
was just a lot
Thanks again,
of
Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
paranoia. Yeah, that thing's pretty badass.
It is badass.
That's one of,
Cthulhu. It's Orthon.
It's Orthon the Tooth, the Collector. It's one of our patrons sent us over a drawing of that, and there's a little vial of teeth next to
Puppy
it.
teeth.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yep. And she gave
Which
us
she
$10
didn't-
for beer.
She didn't rip them out of puppy mouth. It's from their puppy baby teeth. So
That's
they
what
fell
she
out
said.
naturally.
That's what she said.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
I
Don't
believe
trust
you,
everything
Sam.
you read online, kids.
Jason, do you have any like ghosty stories? I've told mine plenty of times. People
You
already
have.
know
I don't
them,
think
so-
I've ever shared anything that I've had happen.
Yeah, give us a go.
The only thing that I can absolutely think of, and it's burned into my memory, and it's back. Shit. How old was I? I was like, I must
12.
have been like 4 or 5 or some shit like
I
that.
was 28.
Yeah, I was 30. That was 32 actually.
So last night,
Yeah. No. So we used to live in this house in like near Sugar Grove in Aurora, and we had you'd walk in and there was this big room with a fireplace and a TV and like this couch, and right next to the couch was the basement door. Now I remember I was sitting there. I was not supposed to be awake. So now that I'm saying this, I have another theory as to what the story might be, but I was not supposed to be awake, but I went downstairs and I started watching TV quietly. And as I'm doing so, like I hear a noise off to my left, and I notice the basement door is now open. It was not open. My parents are upstairs and they're sleeping. My cats don't know how to open doors.
That you know of.
I knew a cat that did.
That I know of. That might no.
Like a Jurassic Park with the raptors.
That's a
opening
fucking
hands.
cat. Anyways, keep going. Dave.
So the store's open now, and I'm like, okay. I'm super young, so I like don't think anything of it because I don't know what terror is at this point in my life.
Not yet.
Not quite. And so like I go back to watching TV, and I hear like the door squeak a little bit more again. And it's open even more this time. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So like I get up and I look down the basement stairs, which to me was the scariest part of my entire house.
I feel like it
just
always
leads-
is with every kid.
It leads down to blackness. You sent me a picture of the stairs leading down to your basement at one point.
We're gonna record in there.
I don't. Oh God!
yeah.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Fuck.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Let's be fun.
So I look down the stairs and like I don't see anything, and I swear to God, I saw like this like I couldn't tell if it was a hand or something, but it was like it looked like fingers on like the banister of the steps downstairs, like towards the bottom of the stairs, almost like something was grabbing it to like start walking up the stairs. And so I slammed the fucking door, and I don't know what happened after that.
You stopped it from coming upstairs.
Was it my delirious brain? Maybe. Was it my father being a colossal dick? Probably, now that I think about all of this.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, he's a super heavy sleeper, so I'm not sure he would have heard me, and I feel like I would have remembered him coming down the stairs, and I don't think he would have hidden in the basement all night just waiting for me to go to bed, so I don't know. But I do remember that happening when I was a kid, and it just burned into my fucking mind.
Well, that's awful.
It is, yes.
That's all I gotta say on that one. That's awful. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows mine. I have the
Yes.
ghost cop walking that thin blue line
Yeah.
between life and death. I'll
Do
sum
the
it up for you.
listeners know?
Yeah, the
They're
listeners.
aware.
I'll
Okay.
sum it up for you
Okay.
because you're here, Nick. But
Okay.
I worked at a movie theater, Kendall
Okay.
10, and I worked the night shift one time. It was me and the custodian guy that was cleaning up, and he goes and cleans up the theaters. I clean up the concession stand stuff. So he's off in the theater cleaning, and I'm in the concession stands. I hear a knock on one of the main doors. There's a cop there, and I let him in. I'm like, "What's going on? What's up?" And he's like, "Can I use the restroom real quick?" Sure. So I walk him over to the bathroom, and I'm cleaning up some more, and I go in the back, and I don't see him ever again. I go,
Yeah.
I go into the bathroom because I'm like, it's like 15 minutes later. I'm like, is this cop shitting in there? Because I haven't heard him leave, and the doors lock whenever they're closed. I have the key, so it's not like he can get out. So I'm like, where'd he go? So I go into the bathroom. No one's in there. I go to the custodian guy because I'm like, maybe he let him out. He's like, I haven't talked to anyone all night. Like, great. That's fucked up. So I leave, and the next morning, I work the morning shift, and I'm like, hey, can you pull up like the security cam from last night? Because I let a cop in to use the bathroom, and I never saw from him again. And you see me walk over the door, open it up, lead a guy to the bathroom, and it just doesn't come out.
Oh my god.
Never comes out.
Is that fucked?
Yeah, and the worst part is like, cause my like, I was like 16. I didn't think of like, and we didn't have like smartphones then at the time, so
Oh
it's not
my
like I could have been
God,
like,
yeah.
let me record it off my phone or
Right.
something. So I just let it go, and then like 3 days later, I was like, wait, we can put that on like a fucking like SD, like a memory card or something. So I went up to them. They're like, oh yeah, those recordings delete after 48 hours. So,
What?
Yeah. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. Like.
You'll
So
never
it's
know,
I'll
Mike.
never know what
You'll
happened.
never know.
Yeah, I'll never know if. And in my like defense, I could be just remembering it wrong, because
As
that
we
was
do.
12 years ago. So I could just be over exaggerating it in my memory. Who the fuck knows? But I recall letting him in and not seeing him ever again.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a
and
fucked up
that's-
story.
Yeah, that's my story again for you listeners. I think that's like the third time
This
I've
is the
told
third
that
or
one.
fourth time we've told it, but that's absolutely fine. I love hearing it every time.
Yeah.
It gives the new folks a
Exactly.
chance.
You
Yeah.
guys get an updated version.
Yeah.
A TLDR.
So yeah, we're gonna start updating like every episode. We're gonna do a quick recap on everything we've ever said.
Yeah. So to sum up,
just to
bird
keep
scooters,
everyone. Yeah.
Well, dang. I guess that's probably a good time to end the episode, huh, boys? What do you
Yeah, I
thinking?
mean this was a quicker one. This didn't have as much substance to it. Plus, it allowed us to kind of like get to know Nick a little bit.
Yeah.
Which was a
Oh.
ton of fun.
like we said, this is a relaxed episode. We
Yeah.
just wanted to hang out and do a little bit of a spooky topic while Doug is gone.
oh yeah,
Living it up at the Heart Attack Grill or whatever the fuck.
Dude.
it's
Doug, I hope
Dude.
you're having a bitchin' time.
That
You're-
look-
you'll
Oh,
probably
we
be
were supposed to
done.
let him know. Oh, you know what? Let me call him real quick. See if he
call it and
answers.
hang up right away and just be like you didn't answer.
What the hell, Doug?
What the
I'm
fuck,
gonna call him
man?
real quick to see what happens. I'm gonna put on speaker.
I hope he's been having a bitchin' time.
Let's just see what happens.
Okay. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck? No one told me."
Oh yeah, I'm gonna feel bad, especially because I think Vegas time is different from ours. He might also just be shit faced. Who knows? And it's
He
seeming like
probably
he's
is.
probably just shit faced. He is in Vegas, so I don't blame him. I'll leave him a voicemail. How's that sound? Do you think he would like that?
Call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Doug, you don't even have your voicemail set up?
What
I
a
don't have
dickhead.
mine
Just
set
hang.
up.
No,
Yeah, I
don't
don't have mine set up either. You got it.
Please record your message.
We'll beep that out.
Finished recording.
Hang on,
You
I
may
want to
hang up
record.
Or press 1 for more options.
Fuck you prick. You didn't answer the phone. We're on the show, so I wanted to call you and say hi, baby. Okay, love you. Kisses. Have fun in Vegas.
Bye.
Anyway, I would like to say a couple words to the people, the beautiful people who do. Go to linktree.com/deludipod. You can find the links for everything.
Everything.
Everything's there. It's the easiest way to navigate around. If you look up, if you Twitter, Instagram, we're deludipod. Facebook, we're Don't Look Under the Internet. We have 2 pages. You can find both of them. One is a community one that you guys can post on. It's pretty fun.
Talk about random shit.
Posty
Yeah,
post.
posty posts.
Compare teeth.
Yeah. You can find our
That's a good
merch.
one.
You can find a link to our merch shop in the link tree and also in the bios for all of or the descriptions for on all of our socials.
Mm-hmm.
Our YouTube is Don't Look Under the Internet. You can just Google Don't Look Under the Internet and you'll fucking find us.
Deludipod.
Or Deludipod.
You
Yeah.
won't likely find me anywhere.
You
You
will
did that
not
on
find
purpose.
Nick anywhere.
Again, our Patreon, patreon.com/deludipod. If you feel we're deserving of a couple bucks and want to throw them in, we would appreciate that.
Send
Shout
these
you out.
guys money,
That'd be
please.
super stellar. If you want to
Thanks
leave
for the
us
plug,
a
Nick.
if you want to leave us a text or voicemail like the
Ooh,
one
yeah.
that probably snuck its way in to this episode somewhere, Jason,
I'm sure it did.
2 voicemails found their way in. You can go to our Google phone number, which is
I think he's trying to tell me something.
yes, you've left it out a couple times. I'm being
not
very subtle.
sure.
630-909-9366. One more time, that is 630-909-9366.
Do you see your window of
One more
opportunity
time,
here,
that is
Mike? Because you're not going to get it, and I'm not going to let you do it.
You found.
you
you forgot 12.
I fucked it up. Leave us a voicemail, we'll play it on the show, or a text, we'll respond to you because we always do. Gmail, we're deludipod@gmail.com. If you want to leave us an email, we will read it and laugh. And rate us on Apple Podcasts
Yes,
and
that helps us a
Spotify
ton.
Podcasts. We already have like 14 reviews on Spotify. Keep it up. That's amazing.
Do
Hell
the
yeah.
things and other stuff.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Click it.
Pray.
Click it.
Yes.
Smack
click
that
it.
like
Click it or
button.
ticket.
Just
Um,
click your buttons. Just
praise-
click them all over the room.
Praise be to Orthon. May his toothy denture greatness
May his
forever
ena-
haunt your dreams.
May his enamel coating cover us all.
Yes, exactly. In a nice gooey comfort zone.
Coffin.
I want to
Coffin.
say before it's over.
Oh no, we all get a bit. So Nick, go
Oh,
ahead.
Go.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, go.
You get a.
Oh,
you
I
get-
jumped in line.
You get a sign off.
You did
Okay.
not.
Anybody listening now that did not listen to the most recent episode release, which is the Mandela Catalog,
Yes.
Yes.
fucking do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am a skeptical human being. It takes a lot to get my shit
It's
going.
true.
And
He's
I got
very-
about halfway through the Mandela Catalog episode, and I started getting the willies.
It's a willy. It's a willy giver, man.
It's a willy giver.
it's a willy giver.
Well,
I love that term.
It's really open-ended term.
It is.
But you guys really knocked it out of the park.
Hey
Thank
man,
you.
you knocked it out of the park.
It was really creepy shit.
We're gonna have you on more often. I can tell.
At first, I was like, "Oh, come on, oh, come on." And to be clear, I didn't watch anything.
Okay.
I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
watch anything.
So you
if
did
you've
exactly
got
what we
half
said
a
not-
brain
not to do.
and you are an active listener with a little bit of an imagination, it's gonna help because I didn't need to watch it.
Hell yeah.
That's good. Dave.
Well,
That's
we
good
like
to know
hearing
from an
that.
outside
Thank
I mean,
source.
still go watch that stuff because
Yeah, Alex. Chris,
Alex Kister.
Chris
Yeah.
deserves the views.
Absolutely.
It takes a really special person to put something like that together.
Mhm.
So, man, props to Alex.
Yeah.
Well,
Jason?
yeah, I will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and say thank you, Nick, for coming back to tolerate
Yes,
even
thank
more of
you.
my bullshit.
Oh, come on.
We spent a lot of
I
time
will
tolerating each
always
other's
come
bullshit.
back for you, Jay.
Well, thank you. But most importantly, should we do Doug's because he's not here? No, fuck
No,
him.
fuck
I
'em.
miss Doug.
Actually, here we got Nick. Say, slap your peens and bake your beans.
Slap. Is this a Doug thing?
It's
Yeah.
a Doug thing.
Slap
so
your peens and bake your beans.
there we
folks.
go. That works.
Any combination of slapping peens
Peens
and
and
beans.
beans.
Slapping.
is just slapping them.
Slapping. Slap your ghost.
Yes, but most importantly, all of us here at Deludi Industries want you to stay fucking
Stark.
paranoid.
I will.
Thank you, everybody. We will fucking see you next week.
Goodbye. Kiss your dad. On the lips.
What?
On his back
On
lips.
his back. His back.